The CGA Tour, a podcast unlike any other. Now your host, Calvin Alexander.
Hey Cowboy fans, today's episode is brought to you by Oakley Burklow, your go-to independent insurance agent and proud OSU alum. Oakley helps with home, auto, life, and business insurance, working with multiple top-rated insurance companies to find you the right coverage at the right price. Licensed in Oklahoma and Arkansas. Call 918-280-9068 or email oakley.burklow@connectmyinsurance.com. Personal service, honest advice, and a fellow poke helping you protect what matters. Welcome back to the latest episode of the CGA Tour podcast. As always, here I'm your host, Calvin Glen Alexander. In tonight's episode of the podcast, I'm joined by a former Oklahoma State quarterback who is undefeated in every start he had for the Cowboys, Shane Illingworth. Shane, thanks so much for joining.
Yeah, it's good to be here, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining here. I want to talk a little bit about your, favorite memories in Stillwater, what you're up to today, and then, kind of how the recruiting process was as well too. From those topics, do you have any favorite Mike Gundy memories or so in Stillwater?
Mike Gundy, he got a lot. Like my official visit, he took us to his house, which was sick. My uncle was there. There were rumors he got a zoo there, which he does, or he did. I don't know if he's still there, but he has all kinds of animals and just everything there on my official visit. I remember doing a cannonball or something in the pool, and I get out of the water and all the jumping where you jump off. There's a peacock. Peacock and two flamingos. I was like, dude, where am I at right now? And that was super cool. He'd always did his dance after big wins, and that was super funny. I liked it. I used to get really turned up when I saw Gundy do his dance. I love those moments. Those are my favorite moments. After Texas, winning at Texas, he did his deal. And then the Bedlam, obviously, did his dance, and those are two pretty core memories for me. Those are fun moments. And then just him roaming around the facility with his dogs and saying what's up, just being nonchalant, a cool guy. Those are good memories. For
sure. Well, yeah, I want to get into a little bit about the recruiting. So I reading through here, at least from what I can find, you were offered from Oklahoma State, Arkansas, and Louisville. What made you choose Oklahoma State?
I had a couple options, but Oklahoma State for me was, being honestly honest, I was a diehard Sooner fan growing up. We watched every game. I went to 2 games a year. I loved OU. My family's from Oklahoma, Lindsay and Perry. And they had the Carlisle Pony Farm. It was world famous back then. They did Shetland ponies. Shout out to my grandma, the first pony in Hawaii. It's what they did here in Oklahoma. And so with that, my great grandma Gurney and just so much family here. And I loved the state of Oklahoma. I was a Cali boy, but I was really an Okie, Cali Okie. So I was living both lives. And, Oklahoma, I really wanted to go there. I really, really wanted to go there. And at the time I think it was Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, and fast guys, Trevor Knight. And I wasn't fast at all. And I couldn't move like those guys. And I wasn't system. Oddly enough, actually, I was in the portal when I got out of Oklahoma State. Riley Lincoln was dude, you get fast guys. But anyways, they didn't recruit me, but I looked at this cat, Mason Rudolph, and I was like, man, I kind of play a lot like him. And I liked Oklahoma State. I played him. I love the jerseys. I loved Coach Gundy and everything. I love the state of Oklahoma. So I was like, get me in there. If I can't do that, Oklahoma's not going to take me. Freaking, I'm going to try to beat you and go OSU. It's kind of like a screw you deal, if anything. To you.
No, that's awesome. What was the kind of the recruiting process like? Did Gundy end up going out to visit you guys in Norco, or was that kind of on-site visit here?
Gundy never went to Norco. I actually had Sean Gleason as my recruiting coordinator. That guy, he was OC. He's the one that got me to. Actually, my whole OSU recruiting process is pretty weird, honestly. To be honest with you, it was originally Yursich. Yursich recruited me, and I had a throwing day for him. And I threw lights out, and I think he said he did great. We're gonna offer you next Sunday. You're gonna get a great call. I said, heck yeah, let's do it. And then Sunday rolls around. He calls me. He goes, it's not happening. Okay. whatever, hurt my feelings. And then he goes somewhere or something happens with him and Sean Gleason rolls around. And I think I like send my tape or I do something or something. Somehow I get noticed by Sean and then he starts recruiting me. And then I started getting recruited by Sean and I showed him how interested I was because I think, Gundy, he didn't like Cali quarterbacks because, going to Stillwater quarterback, like it's just such a different deal, right? And I guess in hindsight, still transferred out of there. So, he's probably a little right. I loved Oklahoma State though, but it wasn't like Oklahoma State Stillwater deal. It was just me trying to play. But yeah, so Gleason recruited me and recruited me all to the point. He was a good dude. I'm really appreciative for him getting me to Stillwater, but he like mind mess with you before a game. He would text you. We're game like we're all watching. Don't mess up. Like right before like 6:30, like checking your phone, see what the coach says. Like we're all watching you. And he's like, don't screw. Like, be serious too. He would be straight up serious. Like, don't have a bad game or something like that. It'd be like, all right, try not to. But well, crazy that senior year though. So I did good, And then Sean got me to OSU. I'm really appreciative for him doing that. And then the next day, he calls me and goes, "I took the job at Rutgers." So the very next day that I signed to OSU, I did the early enrollee thing, did the whole deal. And yeah. And that wasn't my coach anymore. Met Rete, who was probably the best coach I've ever met in my whole entire life. I have nothing but great things to say about him. Great things to say about him. And he made me really enjoy football. And I loved Rete. I gave him 1,000 out of 10, to be honest with you.
Yeah. What made him such a great coach? Was he different in any way than other coaches had in a massive way? Or?
I think he drills wise, awesome, but he made practices really fun. And quarterback is such a position where, to me, no discredit to other people, but the Rete played it, did it, lived it, went to the Redskins, did the whole dance. And people don't talk about the mental side of it and the fact that, Stillwater's great, but if you have a bad game, you're getting 500 DMs, 1,000 DMs of people coming after you. You know what I mean? You throw one pick, you throw one mistake, you're going to hear for it for a while. You're going to get memes, you're going to get the whole dance, and it hurts. It does hurt. You're a 19-year-old kid, 20-year-old kid, you just want to be good and, do the whole thing, and you're not really ready for the outside world kind of just coming at you crazy, right? And so Rete knew what it's like, he knew what it's like to be great, he knew what it's like to be bad. And he was there. He knew how frustrated you'd be after everything's not going good. You knew how great you would feel, how to come back down. He would play the position, so he knows exactly how you would feel in that moment. And to touch on one person who honestly was just kind of amazing in the fact of resiliency and not letting the outside noise get to him was Spencer Sanders. He had some games where you could all say was, he threw some picks and, it wasn't the greatest game, and they came at him. They came at him bad. But that man showed up with a good attitude and he worked hard and he didn't, I never really saw that affect him. I don't know if I could say the same because I'd read the comments and hurt my feelings, but Spencer had a lot of stuff thrown at him and he took it really, really good. Honestly, really, really good.
Yeah. You're talking about, basically getting any bad comments on social media and stuff. And I got to say, as a 32-year-old man, I kind of feel the same way. I can't imagine as an 18, 19-year-old, type of stuff. You're just trying to, heck, I'm just trying to do a podcast, or whatever it is, right? Make some, clips and stuff like that. I can't imagine as an 18, 19-year-old kid who's playing collegiate sports and everything, going through that stuff. Got a younger brother kind of doing that same type of deal now. So, but I want to talk about, of course, your highlights. Do you remember much of that Tulsa game beforehand, knowing you might be starting and then Spencer gets COVID?
Yeah, I remember that game. Actually, oddly enough, I think we went out the night before. And it wasn't we didn't go out and go crazy, but it was me, my buddy. I don't know if I ever my buddy, my teammate, and I think we went I don't know, like we were just like, I didn't stay at the hotel, and I stayed at the team hotel. Like, dude, there's no way I'm getting in. Like, there's no way, right? Like, I just got in, like I did one practice. There's no way, and so I go into the game, or the game's going, and Spencer gets hurt. And I'm like, oh shit! Like, I probably should have done that, right? And then EB's, not going good for EB in there. And they send me in there. The Gundy's like, dude, like, I remember the halftime coach was like, you better be ready, bro. Or something like that. Second quarter, I don't remember when I went in third quarter, I think. I remember just Coach Tay and the other Coach Drake was like, you better be ready, dude. And I was like, shit. Okay, yeah. All right, let's do it. Right? And then I get in there. They send me in for a drive. And they just tell me before the drive, I get into, they go, 16 warm up. And go, all right, well, here we go. Right? Here we go. Run out there. I think the play was a power left, the first play. Power left. And I look to my right, and it's one high, Thailand pressed. I'm like, yeah, no. Okay. And then I do a fade. I send him a signal. I actually did the audible pretty much. And it's like throwing wind ball, like when do you fade? And yeah, first play, 40-yard bomb on an audible. And that was money. I was like, damn, that was cool. And then we do it, and then the drive flowed, and everything was good. It was just kind of one of those days where it was just like a perfect storm. I could go right, went right.
For sure. I remember vividly going, man, I was born out in California myself. So anyone where I see they're a California guy coming to Oklahoma State, I'm like, hey, you know what? I think Shane's going to be the guy. Like, he's the kind of the Gundy style quarterback. Spencer runs a little bit more. He's a little bit more mobile at his feet. But man, all these picks left and right. I was like, basically just going, hey, you know what? The second Shane can play some games. And to your credit, I mean, 3-0 at that West Virginia game, and then at Kansas, and I mean the OU one's a bummer in 2020, of course. But what do you remember from like the West Virginia and then going on the road and playing at KU?
West Virginia I remember being a hard game. That was pretty good defense. I threw like 170 yards. I threw a pick. I didn't. Remember just being so happy that we won. Honestly, I was just being really happy that we just got out of there. We won. We had a really good O-line. We had Chuba and LD Brown. My team was really good. I was just really happy that we won, honestly. I remember my first pick, I think I threw a deep dig. I threw that ball high. Like, I threw it high. And like, that guy jumped up like 40 inches. I was like, yeah, this is college football. Like, welcome to it. And I think I rolled out right. And I didn't wear mouthpiece when I played because he had talk. Everything at OSU at the time was, was speech. I had to talk to the linemen, I had to signal to the receivers, and I had to talk to my running back. So I never wore a mouthpiece. I rolled up to my right, and I tried to hit somebody, and I remember I bit my tongue, and I got hit so hard, but my ears were bleeding. I was like, well, I'm never doing that again. And I learned my lesson. I'm running out of bounds. And so after that, I don't think I ever really tried to take on somebody like that. Bit my tongue and both my ears were bleeding. I was like, I'm good. This sucks.
Yeah, that would be painful for sure. But then you bounce back next week at KU, throw 3 TDs and over 250 yards through the air, and we won 47-7. That's got to be one heck of a great feeling, right?
We were terrible that year. We were terrible.
Yeah. I mean, we just lost to him this year. So seeing a guy here and talking to somebody who's beat Tulsa and KU, and we've lost to him this year. It's a different deal for sure.
Don't take those wins for granted, though. KU. Another thing, like, our team was really good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that 2020 year, it was a good team. 2021 was even better. I mean, we had a really good team. Tyron was a stud. We did everything. I have a lot of guys I can lean on. At left tackle, Tevin Jenkins, Chuba. And strength mentioning about the other guys that were just solid college football players. That was a really good group of guys. That's all I can think of. It was just 2020, 2021, the years I was there. It's just like real solid men. Don't wish nothing but the best. I can't even think of a bad guy or a guy that I dislike on the team, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, what are some of your kind of favorite memories of just living in Stillwater for 2 years that aren't necessarily football related?
Favorite years living in Stillwater.
Or maybe they're all football related. I
They're
mean,
kind of all football related because honestly, like, I mean, you played football. You weren't like tailgating. I mean, homecoming, I never did. You know what I mean? Like, I was there for ball. I did do that one party before Tulsa, but I never did that after again. I just thought, no way. And then after that, I was like, dude, I might get in any game. So I was ready. And every week after that, like, I was ready for my games. But I took football very, very serious. I mean, I love the game of football. I love it. So I'd say I did as much film as I could, I prepared as I could. But my favorite memory is Stillwater probably is when we beat OU, Caleb Williams here. Because, like, you always talk about, like, yo, when we beat OU, like, we're going to burn this city down. Like, it's going to burn down, for real. And, you know, it didn't burn down, but, like, it was packed. There was cops everywhere, and it's closed. Like, it was crazy. It was a friggin' fun night. Rushing field. My family got on the field. I got my sister, my dad, and, you know, it was fun. Like, security guards, like, you can't do that. He was like, nah, get on the field. Like, it was fun. It was a good memory.
yeah, that was, I was one of those guys with my dad and youngest brother rushing the field for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I had to fly back from LA to go see Bedlam, and it just kind of felt like, hey, maybe this is one of those years where we knock them off. We beat OU, especially in Stillwater. It always feels like there's a great chance then.
That 2021 defense was just nasty with Jim Knowles. They're a different breed, man. Brock Martin, Malcolm Rodriguez, and I mean, those two guys, they're like best friends, but like, I just remember those guys like walking in with their big wrestling ponchos. They're just like, damn, like those guys are cool. You know what I mean? Like I was freshman or something, they walk in like 0 degrees and we're about to do like the worst thing ever. And they walk in and they're like, shit, like, I don't know why they're smiling right now, but all right, dude, like, seriously, it was like January. I remember when I first got there, January, my first week in OSU, I did the early enrollee thing. It was an ice storm or free storm, something like that. So my very first week of running, like 0 degrees, -3 degrees, doing stadiums. And then we do the indoor, we do the 110s and whatnot. I'm like, dude, like, welcome to that shit. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are grinding, 0 degrees, shirts off, like, not saying nothing. I'm like, yeah, I threw up. Like, I'm dying. Like, my knees are wobbly. Like, I'm like, dude, this is crazy. I did tug of war with Bryce Schneider. 101 tug of war with your starting center as a freshman. How do you think that went?
Probably not great.
Got dragged 10 yards.
Yeah.
Got dragged in my face for 10 yards. And then I stepped on his ankle. Like, I launched his ankle because I was like just an idiot. And so that's how me and his relationship started. Me bruising his ankle. He didn't like me at first from the beginning because I saw him playing pretty good. Like, I go like,
that's a great way to meet a guy, you know?
Yeah, when he dragged him 10 yards, dude, like, first team building exercise that I ever done was 101 tug of war with the starting center, and I got dragged 10 yards. My very first. That was an intro to OSU.
Well, then, of course, you got COVID hits, you know, I mean, as you're an early enrollee and on campus and, you know, taking classes, I'd assume, right? How did all that go?
Yeah, it was terrible. I did all that. I did all my enrolling. I did everything to be there for spring ball. Did all the hard stuff, you know. The winter workouts, which is grueling. It's hard. It's really, really hard. And then you did 2 practices. I did 2 practices. And on the third day, they go, whoop, you guys are all going home. Go. After I just did all my summer school in high school, I did all that stuff just for this. I missed prom. I missed a lot of stuff. And I just went home and kicked it for a little bit, I guess, and came back.
Yeah. And then, you know, ended up having one heck of a great time in Stillwater, I would assume. What would you say, like, year over year, you noticed, you know, there were 2 different defensive coordinators. Of course, you got Knowles, and then before then, you know, gosh, you have Glenn Spencer there. Did you notice a big difference in the defenses at all, kind of year over year?
I was only there with Knowles.
Only there with Knowles? Okay.
Yeah, I was only there with Knowles, so I was like getting the cover 0 and the crazy defenses. Like, my years were pretty fun because he was doing crazy shit in practice. I mean, he was doing the craziest shit, like defense coverage, 2 over hot. Like, I mean, it was wild. You were seeing some crazy stuff every single day, and those guys were like flying around the ball. They were straight up flying every day. Like, it was fun. It was fun.
What I mean, what makes some of these defenses to myself here? I mean, I didn't play high school football even. So what makes some of the defenses crazier comparatively to what you had seen before or kind of seen somewhere else?
What made that 2021, 2020 Jim Knowles?
Yeah. What made those defenses so crazy?
They were just so like on a string. Like those guys were such a tight group, you know, like, and communicated so effectively. Like if Malcolm says he's the A gap, he's getting the A gap. You know what I mean? Like there is no other option here, or you know what I mean? Like if Brock says he's getting the edge, he's getting the edge. He will not fail his brother. And like they had a thing, Jim Knowles, I remember like when they did their thing and they actually owned it, right? It was strength and honor. So every time you walk into your meeting, go strength and honor, right? Put it to your chest. And I thought that was the most badass thing I ever seen in my life. To tell you, first of all, I was like, damn, that's cool. And then they came out with that every day though, like every time. Like they took actual pride. Like if someone got a yard, they would start tweaking. You're like, dude, like it's cool. It's 39. Okay. And it's cool. And then they just start tweaking. Like they took pride in everything, you know? Like if someone got a pass interference, all good. Check that shit next play. You know? It's like those guys, the Trey Sterling, I mean, he doesn't get enough credit for how good of a player he was in college. Jason Taylor was really good. I mean, that guy can fly around. Christian Holmes, we had Jarek Bernard, that was really good. Devin Harper was good, you know. Izzy, I'm trying to think of other edge rushers, Trace Ford, stud, like Calvin Bundage a little bit. I mean, these guys were like really, really, really good, hard, physical college football players, you know, and they all communicated really well. Like everybody had their job done and it was all done pat. Like it was the most like, just like chef kiss. I would argue like the OSU defense is probably top 10 somewhere ever. I'm willing to argue that.
Gotcha. Yeah. What were some differences you noticed being in Stillwater, Oklahoma State versus Nevada?
The Nevada is like Vietnam flashbacks. Nevada is horrible. And Stillwater is like the holy grail.
Like differences between like the power four now, versus non-power four conference.
Attendance.
Yeah.
Attendance, school spirit, coaching, the level of coaching you're getting. I mean, the coaches I had, for example, the coach I had, we played Iowa and they go, number 3 is in Iowa time, Cooper DeJean. Okay. He goes, we're going to attack this guy the whole game. I said, well, come again. He's pretty good. Pretty good. Watch the film right now. He almost got like 5-7 picks right now. You go, no, he's white. We're going to attack. I go, I don't think that's good. So anyways, he mauled us. He Cooper DeJean shit. So that was great. And just stuff like that, man. Like Coach Dunn, people want to say about him or Tay or Drake. They gave us the looks. Like I came out with the looks in practice, and I swear to God, like I would go to the game and it was like, oh, that's exactly what you taught me. Like it was the answers to the test. You know what I mean? And so like when Thailand did the thing, I get on the field, one high, man press, I'm calling fade. You know, that's the look. That's the look I got. And everything I got at Tulsa or the games I was in, it was just to make the play. But the looks that I had, the defenses that they gave me, they're like, dude, if we own this formation and they do this, they're going to do that. And sure as shit, they did that every time. You know what I mean? They did it every time. Like they were really, really, really good at game planning. And I guess maybe I don't know, game plan, because I don't know why the offense had this issue that it did, but that's out of my pay grade. But at least the looks were right. You know what I mean? Like whatever they told us the defense was going to be on that formation, it was for sure. And they did it. You know, that felt nice. That was really nice that you can have that luxury. You know, the coaches know what they're doing. Nevada, no. Long story short, you go out there and it's scrambled eggs. That was mine. You can tell how I feel about that one.
For sure. Well, what were some of your favorite plays that you ran at Oklahoma State or, went through in practices and stuff like that made Dunn's offenses, maybe just better suited for you or were just better prepared?
He just had like the 7-man pro, which is like, 10-man pro, which is pretty sweet as series, like a split flow with the cowboy back. And you had 2 receivers going out, one receiver on the backside, and you're protected up. You had a pretty easy read. You had your key was the free safety. The free safety stayed. You would probably go to 2 receiver side. If free safety went to the middle, you'd probably work at 1 receiver. Simple enough. And we had the guys that if it was 1-on-1, you just throw it up and they're going to go get it. You know, like we had this thing which is Dunn's infamous thing, I guess, is the win ball, which he's probably the best. He's the best coach ever in that regard. I'm teaching a win ball and teaching a fade. Like, I will forever teach the way that Dunn taught fade balls. Like, he knew a fade ball. If he knew anything, it was a fade ball. So,
just like, what did he know so well?
Like, he could teach the play. You can, first of all, like, a win ball is 25 yards in the taint. Which what is the taint? It's the been so long. It's the on top of the in between the numbers and the hash, I believe. I might have it wrong. It's been a minute. Okay, it's been a minute. It's a 25-yard lane mark. And if I had a field, I could point it out, but I can't explain it as when I did it. But win ball, he would coach the receivers on how to stack and how to late reaction, how he coached it. They did it. Like, they stacked. They got back on their line. They got the defender on the back hit. They late reacted. They adjusted to it. Like, they were at their landmark. And he is a really, 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 really good receivers coach.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a couple of Blitnikoffs, you know. I mean, I think that those guys are all responsible for doing a lot of work on their own, but it takes one heck of a guy to coach a lot of guys to get him.
He can coach receivers now. Like, he can coach receivers, and he can definitely coach a fade ball. Like, promise you, look at the fade ball tape of OSU compared to other schools. That's all you know. Like, they were fade ball kings.
That Tylan Wallace just grab, you know, I assume that's a fade ball against Texas. I mean, that's behind.
Yeah, that was a win ball. He caught that. Tylan Wallace. People forget about Tay Martin. Tay Martin was a baller here. He's still playing in the league. Justin Blackman, you know, Des Bryant. I mean, I'm sure I'm missing other guys. Marcel Aitman.
Yep.
Tyron Johnson. I mean, these guys are all studs, dude. They just got lost in the sauce, I guess, somewhere in the middle. But these guys, when they're in college, are balling. Dylan Stoner. I mean, come on. Stoner was a big-time college player.
Yeah, he was with the Falcons for a minute too. I think Tay Martin still is with the Titans right now. Is that right? And
that's full nuts. He's like, bravo.
Yeah, I want to say Tyron Johnson. I think he's with. Last I heard he was with the Dallas Cowboys, but he might have gone somewhere else now since then. He was the Raiders at one point too. I remember when I worked for the Chargers, he was with the Raiders, and I was so hoping we'd get him. But we had Amen Ogmagamiga at the time, but that was
Amen is another guy, bro. Like, I mean, for some reason, Amen was always really cool to me. And my freshman had like phenomenal reviews, and like him and Chuba are like, Chuba was probably one of the best. I don't know how to explain it. Like, when he did his deal, that do-rag deal or whatever, you know, when that whole deal went down.
Yeah, that video. Yeah.
The video you were Mike Gundy talking about Owen or something like that. And that talk happened. I'm not gonna lie to you, like, previously, like, we were like getting talked to crazy. Like, I was like, you know, I was getting my feelings hurt every day, right? A little bit as a man, okay? We were getting talked to crazy. But after that, it turned actually to like a fun, you know, like, we still got talked to crazy, don't get me wrong, but like, it wasn't as crazy as the craziness was, because it was pretty bad for a little bit there. But I mean, it turned into fun. Like, the coaches were still coaching us really hard, but they weren't saying the things that they were saying to us, you know. And so Chuba did make our lives a little bit better. You know, I have great things to say about Chuba. He was like 11 out of 10, 15 out of 10 teammate. He was great. I have great things to say.
Oh yeah, I mean, he seems like a constant professional.
Yeah, he was fun too. Like, I'd be like throwing or dropping back or something, and he's like, as he's blocking, he's like, throw it. Like, you know, like, I'm about to get hit or something. I'd be the only guy that ever did that. Like, I'd actually hear him, like, someone's getting close, like, throw it. Pretty funny.
Well, Chuba's speed is one thing that I remember just being fascinated by, just how fast he was. Was he that fast in practice comparatively to everyone, or were there other guys that were about as fast as him?
No, honestly, like he was fast. Like, don't get me wrong, but like we had some, like Braden Johnson. I don't know if you remember that name.
Yeah, in number 8. Yeah,
Dude, like he could fly. Like fly. If that wasn't a 4.2, then I don't know what a 4.2 is. Like I can't even imagine seeing a 4.2 if that wasn't a 4.2. Because he's one of those guys, at least ball in the air. Like he might be 4.1 speed at the ball in the air. Like he was ridiculously fast. Like that was probably the only guy I can really think of where I was like, wow. Him and Dylan Stoner. Dylan Stoner wasn't like fast, but like his like conditioning was like him at 110s and how he ran them was the most impressive thing I've ever seen in my life. Like seriously, he ran them with the constant pace. That was insane. Like he was insane.
Can you describe that, I guess, a little bit more? Did he just take off and
he just kept the pace that was literally just going every time? Like he would not take off that pace down. Like on your 11th looked like the first. You know, like he kept the pace and like he ran through like the whole time. Like he was hitting it like I don't know what a good time is on 110s anymore. Like it was 16 seconds, 13 seconds. Like I don't even remember what a good time was, but I remember it was a time I was like, dude, you can qualify for like some track and field shit. Like seriously. That's how he's running him every time.
Yeah, I remember when he got picked up by the Falcons during the offseason for the practice squad. I was like, darn right. You know, and they put out some social media videos about him too, just what of a hard worker he is.
Oh, he's a beast. He's a beast. For sure.
Who were some of your favorite teammates on either of the years?
I was really tired. My roommate, I'm still tired with him, Quinn Stewart. He's still there. My best friend. Some guys that are just not even on the team anymore. Price Dobby, he's a farmer now, and I couldn't name. Starts with the S. Sulphur, farmer down there in Sulphur. And Price Dobby was on the team for like a year, but that was a good connection I made. You know, Eli Russ, he's at Troy now. A good friend. Those are all those guys, you know, Jaden Bray, Bryson, Blaine, JP. I mean, the whole team I really like. I connect with. I still talk to a lot of the guys today. Zach Middleton here in Tulsa is a good friend of mine. Brendan Evers, I hang out with him all the time. Good friend. It's on to good things. And
yeah, he's a former podcast guest. Had Evers on I think. Yeah. He's doing financial planning now.
Mm-hmm.
And talked a lot about, you know, athletes, you know, and all the NIL money and all that crazy stuff now that's going on, and making sure you're managing your finances and they last a certain amount of years as well too. So
we've done big things too. Pretty proud of my guys, but they're honestly like the whole bunch. 2020 and 2021 was like a really, really good group of guys. It was a fun team.
That's awesome. Well, what are you up to now? What are you up to in Tulsa?
But now I live here in Tulsa. I run a hydroponic produce company, so it's kind of like meal prep and nutrition. We create salads and cold pressed green drinks, and we deliver those out to people. We also sell produce in bulk. Like we have our produce, as in like lettuce, tomatoes, bell peppers, jalapenos, etc. Right now, we kind of got our old leafy greens and produce into the Mayo in 1925. So we sell bulk produce, and we. Actually got Worth Athletics going on now, so I train quarterbacks, and it's going to grow into something much more, and Excel Sports. So I'm kind of doing a whole bunch of different things. Kind of I'm getting home some late. Excel Sports is NIL representation for these athletes. So we run that, and I want to help guide these players and navigate their careers, learn from my mistakes, and tell them a little bit of what direction I would do, and help them out. I want to stay affiliated with football. I love football. So I'm trying to combine both nutrition and athletics.
That's awesome. Well, if you have any links you want to share here with the listeners, we'll make sure to drop those in the comments below in the description. Shane, thanks so much for joining here on the latest episode. Really appreciate you joining.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. And if you're not already, please follow at the CGA Tour on Twitter, Instagram, or wherever you listen to podcasts as well, YouTube, and Spotify, iTunes, etc. So Shane, thanks so much again for joining, and we'll catch you guys again soon.
Thank you.
Hey Cowboy fans, today's episode is brought to you by Oakley Burklow, your go-to independent insurance agent and proud OSU alum. Oakley helps with home, auto, life, and business insurance.
working with multiple top-rated insurance companies to find you the right coverage at the right price. Licensed in Oklahoma and Arkansas. Call 918-280-9068 or email oakley.berglow@connectmyinsurance.com. Personal service, honest advice, and a fellow poke helping you protect what matters most.